The Clash is back. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Clash of the Supporters. I'm extremely exhausted. Uh, so please don't be angry. It's not easy. Um, plenty hustle, left, right, and center. Welcome to Clash of the Supporters. Someone said, this is why I stayed up. Good. And I'm going to give you a reason to stay up for the next 3 nights back to back. We have an expert on real estate joining us tomorrow and a Jackpot expert. How to jackpot from Nigeria the best possible way. That's going to be going down on a Thursday. So it is an amazing back-to-back series of why you should stay up at night and listen to Daddy Freeze's live. Okay? So, big shout out to Henry the Great, Ibiri, all of you watching and listening live. Time for Clash of the Supporters. So, here's what it looks like today. The team speakers, once again, the team is corruption. Team Obi goes second, Atiku goes last, Ashiwaju goes first. The team is corruption in politics as selected by Team Peter Obi. Who are, okay, Peter Ebojele for Team Obi. Peter, are you ready? Peter Ebojele for Team Obi. Okay. For Team Tinubu, who is representing Team Atiku Abubakar? Who is representing Team Atiku Abubakar? Good morning, Team Tinubu. Bongoli, Team Tinubu, Sheyi, Olusheyi. Let me bring him in. And I don't have a rep for Atiku. Olusheyi. Olusheyi. Peter Ebojele is unable to join. Oluwaseyi is here. Okay. How are you doing? All right. So we have a representative for Team Tinubu. Sadly, we don't have a representative for either Team Obi or Team Atiku. Team Obi. Team Obi is Peter Ebojele. Can somebody contact Peter Ebojele? So how are you doing now? There are new rules for the Clash of the Supporters after what happened the last time. Okay, Peter Ebojele, you're here with us. God bless you, brother. No.
That is Chief Daddy Freeze.
How you day, bro? Are you good? Are you ready? You go need wipe your camera or use small cloth. Take wipe that camera. Be like say you don't use ever hand touch am. You don't use ever hand touch am. All right. So new rules. The other day something happened, and if it happens again, I'll have to disqualify whoever is debating. Do not, under any circumstance, throw a direct insult at your co-debater. Oh,
Okay.
you must be daft to be following Atiku. Oh, you must be hungry to be following Tinubu. Oh, you are tribalistic for following Peter Obi. That will not be tolerated under any guise. You can throw shots at the principal. You can say Atiku is corrupt, or Peter Obi is corrupt, or Tinubu is corrupt, and provide a reason why, but you cannot take a shot at the supporter. You are not debating Atiku or Tinubu or Peter Obi. You are debating a supporter like you. And that supporter like you is also taking the time they would have spent doing other things, coming here to support their candidate. And nobody's a fool. You don't expect Peter Obi's children to support Atiku. Neither do you expect Tinubu's children to support Peter Obi. Everybody will support who they believe is going to benefit them. And if that person has
That's
benefited them up until now, they will believe. Who would have believed that Reno or Mokri would support Atiku after the fight he fought at NSAS for the youth? We would have expected a younger, more youthful candidate. But that's his choice, and we all have to respect it. You understand? I have to respect it. It's his choice. And it's one of the reasons why I'm non-partisan. I used to support, before I used to say, oh, I like Peter Obi a lot, that's my candidate. Then the second person after Peter Obi is Tinubu. Right now I don't have any favorites. I'm just running the show, and I'm hoping the best man for Nigeria wins. I'm more interested in a war-free Nigeria than any particular candidate winning. I am more interested in a war-free Nigeria where people respect themselves, where there's no war. That is more, to me, that's more important. Anybody that is complaining that we are suffering, you see war, you will understand real suffering. Let me break your heart. Have you tasted lizard before?
no, I
Have you
did not.
tasted lizard before, Peter? Lizard is the first thing that will be off the menu. That's the first thing people will rush and eat before they start facing rat and cockroach.
That's true.
Let me just break your heart. Lizard is a delicacy. The black mentholator. You don't show in face. How are you doing? The tormentor. Atiku no get rep. Make una help me call Atiku now. I be black mentor. You go help us represent Atiku. So I beg you
No,
in the name.
Black men was supposed to represent Atiku because he they help them buy stars. So at least he had a strong reason for supporting
For
Atiku. So
supporting
he's
Atiku.
supposed
So if
just
we
to
don't see
represent them.
Atiku
You get why?
supporter, where is Atiku supporter? He saying they rep am, So maybe go they rep am for our Star Wars. So by the way, Black Mentor just buy skyscraper. I just see him for NDP. I say, oh boy, now wow, Nigerians they try you. Anyway, back to our topic. Where was I? I was somewhere.
About the effect of war.
Yes. So Nigeria right now is a ticking time bomb with regards to that. And let me tell you something: the foreign powers are going to be very happy if we go to war, because it will profit them. They will sell guns to both sides. They will get the contracts to rebuild Nigeria. You understand? It is going to be, they did it in Iraq, in Libya, in Afghanistan, in so many places. You understand? And Nigeria is not going to be a statistic. I beg you in God's name. More
Amen.
important than
Amen.
anything, it is better that we are eating expensive rice than we are eating cheap lizard and war gecko. You will fry, but anything you see chop, you will chop. And when you chop everything finish, you go begin chop your children. That's so war be. Ask those ones we don't go, come back.
Yep.
Forget social media. You know, go get light, you know, go get phone. You understand what I'm saying? So more important than anything, let us not breed the spirit of war. No government is worth buying for. Now still Nigeria, no matter how good the government is, they will still steal and they will still be all right.
Yep. Yep.
You understand, guys? So please, that to me is paramount. You might be passionate about your principal. You might be passionate about the debate, passionate about supporting them. You might believe in them, but do not stir up a war. If your candidate no enter, no, he end with that. They go try another time. So if you're an Atiku supporter, don't start raising hatred against Tinubu, or a Tinubu supporter raising hatred against Peter Obi, or Peter Obi raising hatred against both of them. I will not tolerate it. Okay, come and defend your candidate. Get passionate. You can throw shots, but don't throw direct shots. I beg you in God's name. All right, so we also have our fun show by the side called Star Wars, and guess what? Peter Obi don't begin the win Star Wars. I never announced Star Wars. Peter Obi don't get 50 stars. Henry Okoha don't go support Peter Obi down. So Peter Obi is leading Star Wars without Star Wars beginning. How do you take part in Star Wars? Very, very easy. Star Wars is fun. It's an opportunity for us to buy stars in favor of our favorite candidates. People have won. Tinubu has won. Obi has won. Atiku has won. It is how many stars you buy, and it's always so much fun. And why is it so much fun? Because your candidate will win if you buy stars. If you don't buy stars, your candidate will not win. It's as simple as that. If you don't, there are times when there was no Atiku rep in the debate, but Atiku was leading the Star Wars. So it's an opportunity for us to have fun, and also to realize that there's also a dimension, a financial dimension in elections, especially in Nigeria. Can Peter Obi not lead Star Wars for 10 minutes straight without there being problem? Atiku people don't carry the whole Star Wars. Oh no. No wonder they are buying skyscraper all over America now. Make I show you something. Make I wait. I'll show you something.
My chairman. Ogani, how are you, sir? Well, sir, your boy loyal. I am more loyal to you. But not to your principal, though, but to you, I'm loyal. I'm a smart little. Yeah, how are you today? Very, very fine. Yeah, me too. You always day for inside book for your back.
See jacket. See jacket.
See that the free suit too.
Way black mentor sent to me from Yankee.
Black mentor na big boy, yo. This one don't be small, yo.
Black mentor say make I wear am. I don't want make it stain. I dey wait for the event. So Peter marry quick or marry second wife. Make I wear this suit come. Oh. On the inauguration.
This is nice.
On the inauguration.
No, this would make sense.
And now my exact size. In fact, make I wear am small.
Wow. Black mentor, but you see send your boy suits now. My own extra large. Black mentor, no look where we be down for politics, so share the thing around though. Black mentor, share give me my own extra large. I think. Wow.
Yeah. Oh boy, see as I hands. My bed gone.
And the gold is not too bright. It's kind of mild. And you know.
As in, it don't take since I see my exact size of suit. Where nobody say the hand go, they hang. Baba, a bad go at elegant bell. See as Daddy Free is fine.
They know the exact size.
And I tell her, say black mentor, but he say no worry. Say this not your size, and he buy him and not my size. Elegant bell say wow.
44, 45 chest, right?
I don't even know waiting black mentor buy because I don't even know my size, but black mentor know him. Everybody say very fine. All right, big shout out to the black mentor. Brume don't enter Star Wars now. Oh my goodness. Is he going to catch up with the black mentor? We're going to find out on Star Wars. Star Wars is going to be exciting today. Atiku has a representation in Star Wars, but no representation in the debate. That's amazing. Anyway, we begin. Make I come out the jacket. Make you no stain. Because now if you begin the fight now,
and
sweat, saliva everywhere, and I go they separate.
No fights. You have to stay fight. Life was not good now. Yes, sir.
So thank you so much. Big shout out to the Black Mentor for the jacket. Big shout out to Elegant Bell, also doing well. Somebody say I look like Juju. I swear. I swear. So we're about to start the debate. I never even tell you now how did they take buy Star Wars. They don't already buy Star full everywhere. Atiku's team is leading, but Peter Obi's team is second. Brume, one of the only debaters who buys my stars. That's how you can tell somebody that is doing well. You understand, wherever he is abroad, he's definitely he always contributes to the Star Wars and also gives us his time on the debate. I love him so much. Big shout out to Brume Ikogo. He is leading team Peter Obi in the Star Wars. They are number 2. Number 1, of course, is Joseph Nantoma, the Black Mentor, leading for team Atiku. Team Atiku Abubakar. This is how you take part in Star Wars. Very simple. Go to your Facebook page. Search for Daddy Freeze. D-A-D-D-Y. That is D-A-D-D-Y F-R-E-E-Z-E. D-A-D-D-Y F-R-E-E-Z-E. You will come to this page. Verified. 785,000 followers. Scroll down to today's video. You can see me raising hand in this shirt. That's it. Click on the video. Once you click on the video, scroll down to the bottom left point. The bottom left point is where you would see the stars. Click on the stars and this will show up so you can buy your stars. When you are buying your stars, always write Peter Obi or Tinubu or Atiku or Ashiwaju or articulated or whatever name, obedient, whatever name or slogan your principal or party is known for. You can even write Labour Party. You can write PDP, APC. You understand? Don't write PDAPC because then it becomes confusing. You understand?
I thought you are not part of the debate.
I'm not. So you can.
It's something that exists.
You understand? So you.
Just checking.
So I'm not part of the debate too, but I'm here to have fun. So click on this once again when it pops up. Scroll down to the bottom left. You will see the stars there. Click on it. That's how to buy stars. Do that right now. Go to Facebook. That's the only place you can buy stars. Okay? So go there very quickly and you will be able to be a part of this. So we're starting right now. I was trying to like I said, also, please avoid any agitation that can lead to war. Very important. So I was also trying to buy some time so that our Atiku representative can join us. Femi is usually here hanging out with us, but we cannot find him today. And Atiku people did not send a rep. They were around last time. Guys, please reach out to Musti. Help me with this one. Bongoli, reach out to Musti and all that. In the absence of that, we're going to go to 7 minutes each for starters. 7 minutes each because it's supposed to be 5 minutes each. But because we're having just 2 debaters and anytime Atiku joins us, we continue from there. But Atiku is leading the Star Wars right now. Obi is catching up. Ebiere just sent 300 stars. Peter Obi catching up. So Henry, Brume, and Ebiere have all contributed towards Peter Obi's fortunes, but the Black Mentor is still taking the top shot. Is Tinubu going to jump into this and take the win? We'll find out as the debate continues. So, who goes first? Team Ashiwaju. It's supposed to be Ashiwaju, Obi, Atiku, or some other way, but since we have the first and the other person, so we might as well just go with the first, and then Ebojele is the other person. Abi, because there is no Team Atiku. Anytime Team Atiku joins, we'll go back to our 5-minute time limit. But if we have two debaters, we might as well let them talk. So in the debate, we have Tinubu versus Obi. But in the Star Wars, all the parties are present. And who says Showore cannot win Star Wars? Just buy your stars and put Showore there. Let's see if it is even possible that someone who's never been in the debate at all can win the Star Wars. Anything is possible. Remember, money is very important when it comes to the debate. And Are Afe Babalola has said the winner of the election or the election will be determined by the highest spender. Uh, I don't know what to say. I don't know whether to agree or disagree. I cannot disagree with my mother's boss. So I will always have to be on Are's side on that one. But I must say, money is going to play a very influential role, and we can see that pan out on the Star Wars. So, a 7-minute time limit. Are you ready, Team Tinubu?
Let's do it, sir.
The timer is on. 3, 2, 1. Let's do this.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Daddy Freeze. Good evening, my opponent on the other side. It's nice to be here on the show again. And the topic for today is corruption in politics. We have dealt with this before, but the team, Peter Obi, seems to want to use sledgehammer to force this in again. So we don't have a problem, and we make it happen. So I would like to proceed with a few famous quotes. Bob Marley said, if something can corrupt you, you are corrupted already. Gore Vidal said, by the time a man gets to the president's material, he's been bought 10 times over. And that could be said of all the candidates because they are not amateurs in the game of politics, whether we like it or not. Spencer Johnson lastly said, integrity is telling myself the truth, and honesty is telling truth to other people. And in this debate, I would like to say the truth. And the truth right now is fact that I have never met Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So I will not sit here with a straight face and argue that he is or not corrupt, because I don't know him, and his actions have not personally benefited, affected, or otherwise touched my life, either for good or bad. But his leadership of Lagos State touched me when I was in Unilag, and I had an impression of him from that. I will also say the same about the other candidates represented here. We don't have Atiku, but we have Peter Obi here today, because the notion of corruption is so broad that a political action may not be criminal with good intention, but have corrupt effects or outcome, irrespective of whether money is involved. So I would like to address my debate through two definitions. So corruption, according to renowned economist Ian Senior, says that corruption is an action to secretly provide a good or service to a third party to influence certain actions which benefit the third party or both parties in which corrupt agent has authority. And that is where politics is. It's all about authority, and it could be actions. And sometimes it does not mean the exchange of money. And Oxford Dictionary defines corruption as dishonest or fraudulent conduct by those in power, usually involving bribery. Now, from those key words, we can take out actions, conducts. They may be dishonest or fraudulent. My debate today will consist of mainly publicly available materials on opponents of Asiwaju Tinubu in this election, without trying to establish the veracity of any of the allegations or accusations. My colleague can do the same on the other side about Asiwaju, but because of my limited personal knowledge about Asiwaju, I may not try to defend some of your accusations, and if I don't do that, it's not because of lack of knowledge, it's because I don't know, and I'm just relying on public information. I may be able to defend some of the accusations leveled against him only because they are so notorious that Asiwaju himself has addressed it. So, with that in mind, I will go straight to Peter Obi. The biggest one of Peter Obi's passive corruption is the secret businesses he had while he was governor. He did not disclose that. By virtue of the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, which consisted of 600 journalists from 150 news organizations all over the world, he was part of the public official discovered to be evading taxes with corporations or shell corporations all over the world in short accounts. Obi actually admitted that he did not disclose these companies and the holdings to the Code of Conduct Bureau, worth over $50 million. Although even the government created a voluntary asset and income disclosure scheme so that some of these powerful men who did not disclose can use it. Peter Obi did not use those schemes. So he was comfortable with his actions, but the investigation suggests otherwise. The second is his investment of public funds into personal private business. So he diverted funds into Nest International, owned by Peter Obi, while he was still governor, without first seeking approval from either the state assembly or the state executive. That by itself is a problem because he did not get permission, and he is not the sole owner of the public funds. Now, moving on, I will address the publicly posted accusation by Uloka Shukwu. I'm sorry if I messed the name up. And one of the biggest one is the destruction of upper class hotel as a show of power against the citizen of Anambra when he was governor. That is a power play that is corruption. He also mentioned Ezu and Umbala River massacres, where innocent Jews were from over 500 families were killed by CSP James Uwafo. He further mentioned the Obi Block SARS panel investigation with court orders to avoid investigations into his acts as using SARS to oppress the people of Anambra. He was also said to be involved in international drug cartels, implicated multiple times by his close friend Benjamin Uba, an ex-convict in USA for drug offenses, and his brother Damien Uba, supposedly. Oh, my time is up. I'll continue from there.
All right, over to you, Peter Bojele. What is your response? He took exactly 7 minutes. I love that, and I'll expect you to take your 7 minutes too. Here we go. Or no need to respond yet because you're going to have rebuttals. Take your time and tell us what you believe should be, what your idea or ideology is. Let's go.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching in the world. My name is Peter Ebojele. I am a concerned Nigerian who have decided to take Nigeria by supporting Peter Obi's presidency. And by the grace of God, come 25th of February 2023, which is just next month, we are going to be victorious. Now, today's topic is on corruption in politics. You see, corruption is something that nearly everybody in this country understand what it is. You know, using your office for personal gain. That is something that is supposed to be for everybody. You, by virtue of the power, the trust that people have given you, you manipulate these things that are for the state or that's supposed to be for everybody. You put in your interest first, and you do anything you want to do. You are doing it for personal gains. That's corruption. It's also something that we need to note, that doing unconstitutional things is also corruption. For example, in Nigeria, the Constitution does not recognize the office of the First Lady. But from presidency down to governors, the only governor that I know, and it's public knowledge, that didn't take part in this level of corruption is Governor Peter Obi. The 8 years he ruled Anambra State, there was no office of First Lady because he followed the Constitution the way it is. And all of us know, of course, Obi is in public. Obi does not hide from the camera. Obi is everywhere. After the campaign, you see him being interviewed by anybody, channels, anywhere, online, everywhere. Obi is with the people, talking to the people, and Obi's story is everywhere. And that's why most times when people tell lies against Obi, we don't really shake, because the true version is everywhere. If you want to search, you can search and see. Obi is the only governor that we know who followed the Constitution to that point, where even Mr. President is breaking it. When people take public property, they convert it to their personal property, like Tinubu did. The house Tinubu is living in Bodilon used to be owned by Lagos state government. So we are talking about the house where he sleeps and wakes up was converted. That's clear corruption. My Oga here talked about something, and I laughed because there was a definition that he gave on corruption that really injures Tinubu directly. When we look at corruption deeply, when somebody is so self-centered to the point that you manipulate laws to favor yourself, like the gift Bola Tinubu gave to himself when he was living in 2007. That's the pension for ex-governors. He was the one that appended his signature on it because he was going to benefit from it. A lot of money. In fact, today, by the virtue of what he signed, that he's benefiting from today, members of his family, they are being treated. When they are sick, it's Lagos state government that is treating them. When you are insincere, look at the blue rail that they are boasting with today. Go and check the amount of money they said they gave out the contract, and check the amount of money the company that constructed the rail reported in their country that they did it. $181 million was what the company said they used in doing the contract, and according to Bola Tinubu's version of it, is more than $1 billion. That's corruption. You see, I'm not here today to now begin to only define the corruption according to dictionary. I'm just showing you direct corruption that these people are involved in. So even the Blu-ray they are boasting with, which was rejected, the train they just brought to Lagos now, it was rejected in America. They rejected it, that it's not up to standard. And after putting over $1 billion into the construction of light rail. Do you understand? They're not carrying heavy load on it. After overbloating the contract, then they have now spent more money to go and buy train that America rejected. Do you understand? So that's what we are talking about. Inflation of government contracts. We are talking about stealing through SPVs. Of course, Tinubu has a lot of SPVs. He can deny it, but when they blew up Atiku's cover, Tinubu now is shaking because he knows that Alpha Beta, his name is not there, but one of his SPVs. The question, when we talk about corruption, we are looking at how rich was Bola Tinubu in 1999? How much did he have? Which companies did Bola Tinubu own? Then go and check the SPVs today. Go and check Bola Tinubu's worth. Corruption. So all the money that he has now today, he cannot even declare his assets because he knows that by declaring it, everybody will see the sharp stealing that he did while he was governor. So we are looking at corruption. If we are talking about corruption, we should look at the personality that is involved and what they did. Now, when we look at the people that are contesting for
Time up.
Okay.
All right, big shout out to Peter Ebojele, who, even though rebuttals haven't started, he used the opportunity to quickly throw some rebuttals in there. Still on Star Wars, Joseph Nantoma, other black mentor, is leading for Team Atiku Abubakar with 5,000 stars, while Team Peter Obi has 1,850 stars. 1,850 stars. How do you become a part of Star Wars? It is so easy. Go to your Facebook page, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. My page will pop up. When it does pop up, scroll down to today's video. That's today's video right there. Click on it. When you do so, go to the bottom left hand corner. You see a little star there. That's the star. Click on that star and you can buy stars. Remember to put the principal or the party you are supporting. If you are supporting Atiku, put Atiku. If you are supporting Obi, put Obi. If you are supporting PDP, put PDP. If you are supporting APC or Labour Party, put Labour Party. Oh my goodness, Atiku has just jumped in again, this time with the wife of the black mentor, Mercy Nantoma. She just did 2,000 stars, so Atiku is currently leading by a wide margin. Total 7,000 stars in favor of Atiku Abubakar, the principal of the PDP. Guys, what are you waiting for? Obedience. This is your time to go and drag this market with them. Go over to Facebook right now and get your stars. Go over to Facebook. Let me start calling names. Priye Oya over to Facebook. Who else? Oh my God, I can't believe I'm calling Obi. And I've not even called Tinubu. Not a single star from Tinubu. Team Tinubu, where are you on Star Wars? Forget Team Obi that I'm calling. They have contributed. Where are you guys? Team Tinubu, where are you in this particular matter? Guys, once again, how do you get stars? Someone says, they give shishi, but now when I first give the shishi, so that one no even enter. Work. Work. Before we start the debate, when I don't give plenty shishi self. So here is how you get stars. Once again, go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. Click on Daddy Freeze, scroll down, and you will see, let me scratch my back, how to buy stars. It was Morning Fresh that gave us this thing with their soap. And me, I use it to scratch my back. Thank you, Morning Fresh, for the back scratcher. Okay, we're about to go into rebuttals. Are you ready, Team Tinubu?
Yeah.
The 7-minute time limit starts now. And you are currently leading. Sorry, Team Atiku is currently leading Star Wars, but you're about to start your rebuttals. Thank you for keeping the time last time. Please let's ensure that is done this time. Again, 3, 2, 1, and boom. Let's move.
Yeah, thank you, Daddy Freeze. So, my opponent over there raised a couple of things that I think is hypocritical, but that is fine. The first thing is that he was complaining about the rail that was just brought in, and he said the rails were rejected by America. Now, America has a specific way they get products from outside of America. American cars are not the same as any other car out there. Toyota in America is not the same as Toyota in Nigeria or in Dubai. So the fact that America rejects does not mean the product is bad. It may be that the specification does not reach what it is that they want for American products. So just based on that does not mean that what Nigeria has provided or the Blue Rail is a bad business. I'm just putting that out there. The fact that it's out there and it's even done, delivered, and the people are using it, it's enough praise to show that whether there is corruption in it or not, that is what the people want. And we are here to talk about what the people want, how to get the people to get there, and that is all we are talking about. So if the rail, it alleviates the pain of transportation for the people, it is a good thing until we find evidence otherwise that something is wrong. So I say that that is disingenuous. Also, you said the house is living in Bodilon, and it is public. It is part of the government policy that sometimes they sell government home to public officials. They did that in Abuja. Most of the houses that were built by Babangida for public servants that first moved into Abuja were later sold back by Olusegun Obasanjo when he was privatizing everything. So my point is that by itself is not a case of corruption. And there is no way he would have bought it, because even if he's going to live in it and he has interest in keeping it, I don't know the details, but I am sure that the House of Assembly would have approved the sale of that home to him. Now, whether he is paying the actual amount for that is a different case, and that is not between you or I to determine that. So that by itself is not a case of corruption. Also, he said he has a bounty retirement package for his that they get. Then, even if that is the case, he is not the last governor. Fasola, if it was that bad and there's a case of corruption, Fasola could have found a way to ask the National Assembly to reduce the package. But they have not done that. And like I said, for some reason, they kept it. Fasola is enjoying it. Ambody is enjoying it. And now we have, who is it? Sanwo-Olu, who might also get from it. And there is no mutual exclusivity here, because this applies to all governors. The remuneration package may just be different in terms of what the governor gets in. But all states have some form of package that they pay to their past governor. So that is not exclusive to Lagos State, and I don't think that is the case of corruption of state. But then let's go back to Obi. You said that he was open, he was transparent, but while he was there for 8 years, he created a sole administrator policy for all the local government, and he did not properly account for the local government allocations during that time. He did not tell the state how those monies were dispersed. But he was appointed, he did not let the people choose their local leaders. Why will he do that? That is transparency. That is a lack of transparency. That is corruption. During his 8 years also, he did not provide public notices and expression of budget to the Anambra people. Up till now, you can go into public record and search. He did not show the people why the budget is this and what he has used the budget for. That is lack of transparency. That is corruption. That, apart from that too, he also, in his choice of people that work for him, he is so one side, so one-minded, and I will not say this is corruption, but to a certain extent, it smells of corruption, where you take and you only recommend and appoint people that are of Catholic religion, even to the exclusion of other religions. Nigeria is multi-religious. Anambra has other kind of religion in there. But evidence has shown over time that he has done that and he keeps doing that. He's a biased person. Even some of the school grants that he gave out, most of those grants were given to Catholic schools, not to public schools. And lastly, before I leave, because I know my time is almost up, he gave away the annex vehicles procured by Anambra government to Benjamin Uba, his friend. And Benjamin converted this to his own personal use and renaming them Ben Flo. These are government property on his way out, handed it over to his friend. So that by itself is a huge corruption displayed by the man that claims that it's sincere. And I think that if we dig further, we will see more. But Mr. Obi is serious. I know he did his best, but his best is not good enough. And we don't think it's the best for Nigeria. Thank you. Rest.
All right. Wow, you still have 30 seconds. Over to you. Peter Obi's team, are you ready to debunk?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, let's do this.
All right. I would say it is very, very funny that somebody who will not divert government property for himself will not buy a car for a friend who has money to go to the market and buy himself a car. You know, sometimes there are some things that are ridiculous, you know. Now, Obi is somebody, first of all, let me quickly say that the pension that governors receive is not in all states. It's in states that had people, leaders, governors who were so corrupt and hungry to eat government money for life to now make sure they allocate resources to themselves after they have left office. You can imagine somebody have left office, he still has security details being paid by the government, and that's Asiwaju. The thing is high. As in, Asiwaju's own for Lagos is the highest. If you have any state that has a higher package for ex-governors, let me know, because it's on record that Lagos has the highest. In fact, I am sure, you see, I'm not putting it to him that he did it, but we know that his invisible hand has done it, because election is next month. They must have spoken to their boys to say, okay, go and reduce the Lagos ex-governor's salary and everything. You know, they now reduced it by 50%. You can imagine the miracle where somebody moved the motion for it to be removed, for it to be scrapped. And then other lawyer boys now say, you know, Asiwaju, you agree with me now that Asiwaju has made men. In fact, he has made so much people that he have been determining who becomes governor since he left till today. Removed Ambody, with that in itself is corruption. When the will of the people does not matter, it's the will of one man. A lot of people boast that Asiwaju has made men, but you see, in making those men is where the corruption is. You give state resources to empower people, few people, make them rich, soil their hands so that they can cover your tracks. Obi doesn't have, he's not a godfather of Anambra state politics. So if Obi had issues of corruption or money missing, they would have nailed him a long time ago. But you see, today as we speak, PDP, APC, they are all with their searchlights, searching corruption on Obi. They have not found anything. You know why? Because the man is clean. You see, when we talk about corruption, Atiku, they don't blow the guy cover now. All his SPVs, they are revealing it one by one. And now the Atiku's people, Dino Melaye is arguing that that's not Atiku's voice, it was doctored. Can you imagine? The person that can doctor that, can raise the dead, believe me, these things are there. They have stolen enough. But because they hid it in places where they know EFCC cannot find it, they boast. They will tell you, have you been incompetent? Have the court, Now, make the man come shout now. He don't dodge. Now, Festus Keyamo took the matter and began to blow it. They don't start to bring Tinubu SPV. See, Nigerians know some of the SPVs of Tinubu by SPV. They know. And that's why when during the NSAS protest, they were very, 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 very concerned about the Lekki toll gate. We know that Alpha Beta is one of his SPV. If Babatunde, not Babatunde now, this man that is there now, Saul, Babajide, if Babajide wakes up tomorrow and removes the contract of Alpha Beta, let's see whether he will last in that position for the next 1 month. If he does it, stops the contract for the company Alpha Beta, you go here win. That's corruption. These guys, see, why was Tinubu the one that bought the house in Bodilon? How much did he buy it with? How much was Tinubu worth in 1999? That he now bought as massive as that house in Ikoyi, he bought it. I'm coming. No, we are going somewhere now. It's corruption we are talking about. Where did Tinubu get the money with which he bought it? When we talk about money laundering, till today, as I speak to you, there's a video out there. Tinubu's daughter took 10 million naira cash. The same thing Okupe was guilty of money laundering. Tinubu's daughter it's on video. She was there, and the northerner was saying that she brought 10 million. Look at it, he said, when you are not supposed to carry more than 5 million as an based on the law. And now look at Tinubu's daughter now with 10 million. Is that not corruption? Express corruption. You see, the things that Tinubu tried to defend, things that he has taken from Lagos state government through manipulation of laws and different things that they do, which is massive corruption, which is the problem we are facing today. They lie to people back to back. We will give you student loan 8 years ago. Till today, no student loan. Even Festus Keyamo, who helps them to attack the public on lies that they have told themselves. Festus Keyamo could not defend their lies that they told Nigerian public. It's on tape that student loan they give. They said they are wrapping up revenue. Till today, 8 years now they wrap revenue. They never wrap and finish. And then my brother here talked about drug. You see, when people want to talk about drug, it shouldn't be from Tinubu's camp, because Tinubu is a known drug dealer. Known. Lost $460,000 to America over a drug case. And they just imagine that Obi should have a drug case now. He should. After much imagination. Sometimes when you imagine something too much, it will not form in your mind and it will not look like it is true.
Time up. Time up. All right, guys. Wonderful so far. I've got a Daddy Freeze question for you. Peter Obi was attacked today in Katsina State. You have 1 minute each to answer. What is your take, and what can be done to avoid party principals experiencing such? Starting with Tim Tinubu.
Yeah, I think if I've not heard about it, I don't know the details of it yet.
but I will just respond, based on what I've said. I think the intolerance against party aspirant is wrong. I believe it shows that the tribal or ethnic element of our politics is very, very high. It's not something that we can gloss over. And it's also important that the government of the day, because this is a federal political campaign, should provide sufficient security when doing such. I think I saw one video, somebody displaying that is not the case of Atiku's convoy being attacked somewhere in either Anambra or somewhere in the east. The veracity of that video has not been established yet, but my point is that there is a sense of apathy in the regions, and the government of the day will have to do something to make sure that it does not spill over to the extent of war, as you have said before. I apologize on behalf of those people. I don't know them, but they are Nigerians, and I think that intolerance to that level is unacceptable. I think they can be found, arrested. I think it's important to do that. And I think that it's a statement from the federal government showing that such act will not be tolerated. However, I think it's also important for the team of Peter Obi to scout properly, to choose the right route, to figure out where they are campaigning in hostile territory and find where it is that are friendly to them. Because it's always very difficult, because you are campaigning and rallies are meant to attract friends, not enemies. So if your people can do the security intel properly beforehand, you should always find a way to go to where they are friendly to you.
All right, time up. Over to you, Brume. What is your take, Brume?
All right. On the attack, personally, in fact, I'm just hearing now that there was an attack. So first of all, I don't even know which kind of attack, whether it is political, maybe like what they did to Atiku. I saw that on video, and I think on the video, somebody said, the person that was recording from upstairs, he said, Atiku in Ogun State, people are attacking his convoy. And, that's undesirable. No matter how much you don't like somebody, everybody have the right to campaign. And that's why it's people express interest, they buy form, they go for primaries, and they go for the main election. I think the best attack anybody can do is to go and vote against the person that they want to attack. It's not advisable for anybody to engage in violence because you don't like the person. It's not something that we encourage. However, when we now talk about security generally, I think right now why many of us are even supporting Obi is because we know that he has the sincerity, he has the charisma, he has the experience, he has the will to take care of the problem of insecurity head on. Because one of the major causes of insecurity is joblessness. When people don't have job, they want to make problem out of anything. We're back in school, in the university, when there is any aluta, you see the jobless people, disgruntled people, they start stealing people's stuff, they start destroying things, they start burning tires, and all of that. It's a symbol of joblessness. So I think, personally, and that's why I'm supporting Obi, he's coming with something that's very good something that we know is a solution to the problem of insecurity in the country, and that's why we are queuing behind him to support him. And we hope that he comes into office and do those things that he promised us that he's going to do, and we are going to have a better Nigeria, a better secured Nigeria. And when jobs are created for people,
time up,
time up. We won't have people who will be throwing stones or attacking people because they don't like them.
All right, awesome. So we're moving over to the final segment of the debate, and that is the Bass Boss, with a total of 10 minutes, no extra time because we do not have an Atiku representative. So we're going to go straight into the Bass Boss segment. Okay? And once we're done with the Bass Boss segment, we're going to announce the winner of today's Star Wars. So right now, please, whatever team you're supporting, go over to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, and buy your stars under today's video. Go there right now. Team Atiku Abubakar is currently leading. No representation of Tinubu, no representation of Showore. Peter Obi is doing quite well. They're second. Peter Obi, you have the opportunity to overthrow today. Please come and overthrow if you can, because I know Team Atiku is not going to rest. So let's make this happen. Once again, Star Wars is on. Go over to Facebook and get your stars. So, Bass Boss, exactly 10 minutes. Are you guys ready?
Yes, we are ready. At least today's Bass Boss. See, today, the coolest man in Asiwaju's team was given to us today. So see, the debates have been cool and civil. And I know the Bass Boss is still going to be very, very civil. Yeah, you know, very civil. So let's say it one after the other. You throw your own, I throw my own, so that people can hear us. You know. So okay. So now let me quickly say something. You know, if you look at the issue of corruption that we are dealing with today, where we begin from is, first of all, do you know that for somebody to bring things that are not true and try to falsify things is corruption? I agree. It is a form of lie. It's a form of lie. But you see, corruption by its definition is to benefit somebody. There has to be a form of benefit from it. So if you lie against somebody and it does not benefit you and only destroys that person, there has to be a link, you know. So some of the things said about Obi were not said by Asiwaju's people. They were said by people who are obese people that are attacking him. And it's out there on the internet. So like I said, they are all public information. I didn't make up anything. The names are written on, you know. So I want to quickly... Okay, yes, there was something you said before that I forgot to address, which I want to address right now. Okay, go ahead. You see, Peter Obi is a taxpayer and a law-abiding citizen of any country he finds himself. When he was in the UK, he did his business, paid his proper taxes, everything. When he came to Nigeria, he did his business like he's still doing today, and he pays his taxes up to date. Now, the Pandora reports that a lot of people always hammer on, I've read the reports over and over again. There is no single place where Obi was said to have stolen funds from Anambra State to invest in a business. What the report was about was this. Obi, personally, as a person, everybody knows that Obi is a rich businessman, and he has been doing business from the beginning. Everybody, there's nothing hidden about Obi. There is a tax haven. There are countries that will allow you to come and do your business without you paying tax to them. So people all over the world look for countries, businessmen, countries where they will not be stressed to invest, which is not a crime. And Obi, as a person, as a businessman, he invested in one of such places his personal money, not state money.
So
not state money.
Can I come in?
He doesn't. For example, okay. Yes.
The issue is not him putting those money there, because those tax havens are usually hidden because monies are moved from where they are supposed to pay tax and moved to these accounts, these Seychelles and Virgin Islands and Panama and all these places. So the reason why those accounts cannot be traced and you create all these shell companies is because you're supposed to pay a particular tax somewhere. You do not pay those taxes. You move that money away from that place and you make sure your name is not attached to those money. Now, for Obi, the problem was he was double. He was supposed to declare that if those monies were truly legitimately earned, he was supposed to declare and say, I have this account in Seychelles. I have this account under my company with my daughter's name here. I have this here. But he didn't do that. And he admitted in that report that he did not do it. However, he said, oh, I didn't know that I'm supposed to. That is a sophisticated politician. He's been there for 8 years. We all know that when those lies come in that I don't know, all that one are fake. You understand? But my point is that I'm not saying whether he stole that money or not. I don't know the origin of the money. I don't know the source of it. But the point is that when he was a public officer as governor, he was supposed to declare and tell the code of conduct, or Bureau of Conduct of Nigeria, that I have this money in this account, and he did not do that. Like you said, that is dishonest, that is lying, that is corruption. In my own view. Now, we may not, we don't have, that the report is from somebody, like I said, I don't know the veracity of it. The only thing I know there is that Obi has not come and sue them and say, all these things you wrote about me, it must go down. There has not been a defamation suit yet. So far, as long as it still remains out there, we can follow it with a level of confidence that there is some truth to it. It may not be completely true. Now, let me quickly go to something you said about the daughter, Tinubu's daughter.
Yes.
Tinubu is not running. The daughter is not running for election, so we don't care how much money she carries around. So we don't care.
Look at the problem.
Okay.
Okukpe is not running for election.
Yes.
You understand? If me, as a person, if I go to the bank and withdraw 10 million, and I'm carrying it about, I've breached the...
Well, you can use bullion van, right?
Bullion van? That's Tinubu's area of specialization. The bullion van was spotted in his house in Bodilon.
As a private person, I wanted to be sure that a private person can get money. Since you can't carry 10 million about, I think you can put it inside a bullion van and carry it for you, right? That's possible, right?
And by the time the thing gets to your compound, it is money laundering.
So how is it money laundering if you go to a bank and you withdraw money and you put it, you ask the bank to provide you their transportation, which is a bullion van, and they provide it for you, and you take it to your house. How is it money laundering? Money laundering requires...
Then we should tell the court. We should tell the court to on Okupe's case now. We should tell the court that their judgment was wrong, because
Okupe's case is a case of bribery. No,
that was not the issue. That was not. It was money laundering that was the issue. They said the amount of money he carried from no, see what we are saying. The money is above 5 million naira. That was the bone of contention. Not that Okupe stole. So the same thing Tinubu's daughter did now. 10 million to even go and share, which is still part of the corruption we are talking about. Because
we don't know that it could be philanthropy. It could be philanthropy. It could be a foundation, and she's giving money.
It could be. Yes, of course it could be.
We don't know.
But we know. No. We know that this one is politics.
We don't know.
Of course, now we know. I have come to Tinubu's daughter is here. The presidential candidate's daughter. He brought 10 million. But see, the truth is that let me quickly say something on that tax haven matter. Do you know that the day Obi is always on TV, he clarifies all these things. The day he became governor, he was in a board meeting. They came to call him from the meeting that you are now the governor of Anambra State. So he explained the one that they said he didn't declare. He explained it that he became governor and he didn't prepare that he was going to become governor on that
1 minute 30 seconds left. 1 minute 30 seconds left.
Compile the things he needed to compile to send to the appropriate quarters. So it wasn't a case of maybe he was typing an investment.
He's not the prepared person. He went for primaries, he won the primaries, and he should have been ready if he knows that he's going to win. So that's also shows that we can't hand Nigeria over to him. He's never prepared. So it's until we put him in national. That's when he will now start running around. So
you can imagine somebody who was not prepared. He ruled Anambra State and took the state to very high.
Tinubu is ready to go. Tinubu is ready to go. Then another thing I want us to address is that you said that they made promises about student loan and they did not fulfill it.
Yes, they didn't.
That is not correct.
No.
That is not promises. So and any government can do that. You know, they can say there's a policy wise, there's other thing, we have agricultural issue, we have famine, and the reason why we can't do it. But that is not corrupt. Unless the money is allocated and not used for that purpose.
I agree with you on that. It's just that, you see, for coming to play with the intelligence of Nigerians, but Tinubu is still reading the thing again to us now. If people attack his manifesto,
it's called manifesto.
He still copies that promise that was not fulfilled. He copied it. He's still telling people that 4 years course will be 4 years job. 7 years course. There is no point in the university like 7 years.
You see, you said he removed Ambode. He did not remove Ambode. You see, because you can't call that
technically
when it's not. Oh, you can say technically, and the reason is because there is a process in the party to choose governor. Naturally, you want to keep the incumbent, but because they feel like it needed to be changed, the reason behind it, that is the internal property of ABC.
That is where you see the reason behind it. That is not corruption. It's the corruption we are talking about. Because Ambode, he saw that this man was getting out of control. He needed somebody he could control. So in fact, they will do the mass. That is not the case.
Even Asiwaju mentioned that Ambode is a good governor. That if it were up to him, Ambode will run it. He did not have a problem with Ambode. It was just that Ambode was not playing the politics that is required.
Good.
It's good. It's not enough, you see, and that is why your candidate was impeached. Because you see, the constitution required that you have a party. You belong to a party before you run for election. You cannot run for election without party. So the party structure is part of who runs Nigeria. So if you want to be a powerful person, you have to work with the party, and the party is politics. So the moment you are making problems with the party in the name of maybe self-righteousness and say you want it, at a point it's going to be a problem because the constitution says so. Now, if the constitution did not say we have to use a party, yes, Mr. Ambode can do whatever he wants and can go run as an independent and win. But because there is no room for that, and he could have just gone to PDP. He didn't. He could have gone to Accord. He did not. UMPP was there. He did not go.
Very good. You know why? See, let me tell you why Ambode couldn't go to another party. They have so deep his hands into a couple of things that if he moves to another party, they will impeach him and he will become politically homeless, because when they impeach him, definitely he can't come
Which
back.
one is political homeless
He
again?
was so plain that when he was impeached, he went to court and court reinstated him because the guy hands clean.
And you see, I'm not saying that Obi is the bad person. I've never said that, and I've not.
No, you have not said. No, you have not said that.
Being
Yes.
the governor of any state is not easy. He does, and you have to bring your personality to the job, whether we like it or not. Now, the problem is that he's running for president, and people have to scrutinize that. And every little decision becomes a thing, either we use for or against him. You understand? But I believe that by him getting his mandate back shows that Nigeria works in the legal profession, and that there is no APC cabal working against him and influencing the legal system. Because if that were the case, they would have stepped in. So my point is that Nigeria is doing well to a certain extent. It's not good, but some things are working. And if someone like Obi can get his money back then that means things can get better.
All right, guys, time up. This is how far we can go on the basketball. Sadly, because we don't have all the teams, I will not be able to go any further. Thank you so much, Brume. I say Brume. Thank you so much, Peter Ebojele. And Omo, thank you so much. And currently, I need to declare Star Wars. Currently, biggest star buyer today was Joseph Nantoma, followed by Brume Ikogo, and then Mercy Nantoma. The two Star Wars candidates today are Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar, with Atiku Abubakar winning. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you all for joining. I'm going to come right back after Clash of the Supporters because I didn't do the full clash because we didn't have everybody around. And I'm going to talk about a trending story just for a few minutes, maybe 10 or 15, of an Amala joint that was allegedly run by ghosts in Lagos.
Wow.
We're going to be talking about this when we come back in exactly 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for joining. Big shout out to the representatives. Of course, we're going to go 30 seconds each for the closing statements. 3, 2, 1. Let's hear your closing statements.
So, thank you, Daddy Freeze. I believe